Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we are going to be talking about Miss Earth and more precisely my top 15 final predictions ahead of the coronation night. Coming up with this list was not an easy task because I have to admit that this year the delegates of Miss Earth are so strong in terms of beauty, intelligence, and they have been doing so many activities that we have an ocean of material to choose from. However, I tried to narrow down the list based on my personal preferences, my observations, and today I will be sharing with you guys a detailed explanation of all of those things. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day, and be part of the conversation in the comment section down below. I won't keep you waiting much longer. I will see you with my full list right after the intro.
Be strong.
Let's get right into it. At number 15 on my list, we have the beautiful Miss Palestine. I know that a lot of people saw Palestine as a front runner, as a winner since the beginning of the competition, and I was not the exception to that rule. I think that Palestine brings such consistency. I think that Palestine brought a lot of consistency since the beginning of the competition. However, for me, I'm still missing a little, je ne sais quoi, little X factor element that will set her apart from everyone else. In terms of beauty, in terms of her physique, in terms of her advocacy, everything is super strong. But still, I feel like to carry the crown of an international pageant, you need to have that little something special that will make you unique compared to others. At number 14 on the list, we have Belarus. One of the candidates that has been so interesting to discover all throughout this competition because of the variety of things that she has given, whether it's on the technical performances such as the swimsuit presentations or the competitions which require a little bit more of creativity such as the national costume or the fauna outfit competition. I think that Belarus in a lot of ways has exceeded my personal expectations, and I think that honestly putting her at number 14 has been a little bit of a conservative ranking. I wouldn't be surprised to see her go even further than that. However, you will see some of the other candidates that I'm taking into consideration and why this makes sense for myself. But truthfully, Belarus has given us a memorable performance from beginning to end, and I cannot wait to see her final performance during the coronation night. Moving on to number 13, we have Ecuador. This beauty has given us so much excitement all throughout the competition with every single presentation. There is always spice, there is always fierceness, confidence, and most importantly, at least for me, creativity. I don't know if you guys watched some of my reviews of the fauna outfit competition, the national costume competitions as well, but she always had a colorful concept, something that is, very grand, very outside of the box in terms of dimensions and proportions. And I think that for me, this is what really makes it so interesting. I know that Miss Earth is not necessarily about the show business part of it or like the wow factor. It's really an advocacy based pageant. However, I feel like the perfect queen will give us a perfect balance of both of those things. The heavy commitment to her advocacy, as well as the glam and the beauty and the entertainment factor, because at the end of the day, this is still a beauty pageant, right? Well, Miss Ecuador embodies all of those things in my opinion. At number 12 on the list, we have Indonesia. I think that this year's candidate from Indonesia is such a beautiful lady, and honestly, she has been navigating through this competition like a champ, especially given some of the tensions that sometimes can exist between the fandoms in Indonesia and the Philippines. I think that she really managed to stay gracious. She managed to come across as a very likable and committed person. So I really commend her for that. On top of that, what I like the most about her is how committed she was in every single one of the competitions. Whether it was on the pasarela walks, on the swimsuit, whether it was on the national costumes, she was always fully immersed in the experience. And for me, that is such an important characteristic to have, because when you are an international title holder, you have a lot of things to do. You have to multitask, your schedule might be hectic, and it's important that even though you're dealing with a lot of things, you are able to be committed and present in the moment while you're facing people or dealing with different activities, events, and all of those things. Of course, we know that Indonesian girls in pageantry are very strong, but I must admit that this candidate really exceeded my expectations. Moving on to number 11, we have Belgium. This beauty from Europe has been giving us the perfect balance of beauty, grace, confidence, eloquence, all of those things that we love and look for in a queen. I must say, if you followed my videos before, you will know that sometimes I can be a little critic of the girls from Europe because I feel like the level of pageantry in Europe, and the standard, what they look for, is not always on the same page as the rest of the world. However, this woman is remarkable. It's been such a joy to watch her in all of the competitions. I have also really enjoyed watching her during the activities, interacting with the other candidates, interacting with people, with even the businesses, the local businesses and sponsors of the pageant. So I think that when you have the ability to interact with so many people from different atmospheres simultaneously, that is something, a talent that must be recognized. And I think that it will be very, very useful for an international title holder. I don't know if you guys agree, but let me know in the comment section. Moving on to number 10 on the list, we have Puerto Rico. One of our favorites here, one of my emotional favorites for sure, because Paulina was the first queen that I interviewed this year for the Miss Earth competition. What can I say? She is such a beautiful, kind, gentle, delicate woman, but at the same time gives us such a confident, glamorous, and fierce side that it's impossible to deny it. I will say this about Paulina. In the beginning of the competition, when we were going more through the virtual challenges, some of the outfits, some of the things that were showcased were a little bit underwhelming for me. I cannot lie. I have to be completely honest. However, from the moment that this woman set foot in the Philippines, you couldn't deny it. Her beauty, her talent, her skill, her preparation, everything from the makeup to the glam to the communication skills to just how great she was with the pasarela, her physical condition. Paulina is truly, truly ready to axe the competition. And I think that her best performance will be delivered during the coronation night. So we shall wait and see, but I'm expecting great things from our girl, Puerto Rico. Now moving on to number 9, we have USA. Another one of the ladies who graced my channel with her presence. Brielle is such a breath of fresh air, and I mean that quite literally, because she has a very bubbly personality, very likable, but simultaneously staying very committed, very informative, a very smart woman. And I think that those things are super important for an international title holder to be able to connect with the people, be relatable, be likable, but at the same time give them access to a lot of information that they can use and apply in their personal lives. I've said this before, Brielle has a huge task, and that is to try to go for the crown again, because USA just won the Miss Earth competition in 2020, and they have been excelling so far as well in the competition in the past few years. So I think that there's a lot of pressure in her shoulders, but she has been managing super, super well. She has been even recognized recently with some medals in some of the presentations where she has been competing. And I think that similar to the previous candidate that I was talking about, Brielle is going to excel as well during the coronation night. At least that is my hope. I want to see her go far. Let's go, Brielle. At number 8 on the list, we have Philippines. Jenny Ramp is also one of my emotional favorites, I must say, because of how much I've been able to connect with her on a personal level. Here's what I'm going to say about Jenny. I think that in terms of evolution, she is one of the candidates who has really, really surprised me in terms of how much she has worked, how much effort she has put into this competition, and how much of her personal life she has sacrificed for the Miss Earth competition. You guys know that I cover a lot of the national pageants from the Philippines here on the channel, and I did film a reaction to her full performance during Miss Philippines Earth. Back in the day when she won, I have quite a few things that I wanted to point out in terms of constructive criticism. I think that she needed to work more on her pasarela. She needed to be a little bit more in control of her communication skills when she was, delivering the Q&A. And back in the day, I thought that she still had a lot of things to work on in order to be ready for Miss Earth. Well, let me tell you that Jenny has exceeded my expectations in every single aspect during Miss Earth this year. You can tell that she has been working hand in hand with her team and really giving her all to bring her best self to the competition. She has also been an amazing host delegate to all of the other candidates. I have seen her bond with them, share moments with them on social media, show them about the country and the culture, and I think that those things are remarkable. Last but not least, I also want to point out that Jenny is going through a very difficult and challenging moment in her personal life, and I am really in awe of how much she was able to control all of those things, her emotions, and just get it together in order to push through the pageant. The upcoming days, I'm hoping to meet her, and I want to have a long chat with her because honestly, I think that we're really bonded. That's my bestie right there. Moving on to number 7, we have Venezuela. What a beautiful woman. Oriana delivers every single thing that you would expect from a beauty queen. And of course, are we even surprised? She is coming from Venezuela. You know that the girls are well trained, the girls know how to speak, the girls know how to behave, how to interact with the audience. All of those things, she has them checked. Now, the only reason why Venezuela is not higher on my list, because I know that a lot of you guys see her, within the top 5, even as a winner for some of you guys. I would say I'm not completely satisfied with the styling of Venezuela in this particular edition. Now, we do have to acknowledge that styling is something that you can work on. So, if the organization absolutely sees immense potential in Venezuela and they want to crown her, that wouldn't be the end of the world because they still can, work on the hair, work on the makeup, adjust certain things here and there to make her look her best at all times. So what I'm hoping here is that for finals, she will blow us away with a killer performance, beautiful gown, amazing makeup and hairstyle, and you never know, she might be able to crack the top 5, and why not win the Miss Earth crown. At number 6, we have Netherlands. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful candidate. When I think of all of the girls from Europe, I think that Netherlands is really the most consistent one and by far the one who ranked the higher on my list. So I'll tell you that already. For every single one of the competitions, she always looked incredible. She always gave her best. And I think that she also possesses such a unique type of beauty that really sets her apart from everyone. Besides the obvious intelligence and commitment that she has with the environment and the pageant, I think that the fact that her beauty is so refined will give her a little bit of a push, a little bit of an advantage, because once again, let's not forget, this is still a beauty pageant. At number 5 on the list, representing for my African girls, we have Nigeria. We've been talking about her for a while because of her beautiful physique. We love her silhouette. She is extremely tall. She looks like a model. She could be in the cover of Vogue. You name it. This girl has so much potential, and I think that commercially speaking, she could be a success if she was crowned as Miss Earth 2022. Nigeria, in terms of performance in international pageants on the international stage, has been improving so much. And I've said this before for Nigeria, I've said it as well for Ghana. These countries, in my opinion, are emerging powerhouses in pageantry in the African continent. And I think that the delegate that they sent to Miss Earth is the perfect example of that. Because not only she fits the mold of a Miss Earth queen with her advocacy and everything that she wants to accomplish with the platform, but simultaneously, her beauty is so raw and so unique that she could also fit the mold of other pageants. For example, Miss Universe, Miss Grand International, you name it. So the possibilities are endless. I think that if she was crowned, she will be a very, very good international title holder. Now at number 4 on the list, we have Korea. So many of you guys have been messaging me and sending me links to Korea's performances, to her photo shoots and everything. And I must say, I get it. I see the hype around her. This girl is so beautiful. Not only she is beautiful, but of course the commitment to the environment is right there. That, if you're at Miss Earth, that is the most important thing. But also what I really appreciate about her is her creativity. For every single moment of the competition, especially during the virtual activities, that's when we got to see more of like the photography, the concept for her videos, the executions for the national costumes and the outfits. But even later on in the competition, when it comes to the more physical and technical activities, she was always able to stand out, going as far as even winning some of the presentations, winning the medals. So I think that this is a very refreshing candidate from Korea. We know that usually Korean girls are very demure, very, very put together, but this one doesn't fit that mold. She's really out there, really spiced things up. And personally, I would love to see her being an international title holder. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments. At number 3, we have the amazing Taylor Swift. Just kidding. Charot. I'm talking, of course, about Miss Australia. There has been a lot of conversation about her because of her resemblance with Taylor Swift, but I think that the core of the conversation, of course, is how committed she is to this pageant. This is not the first time that Australia competed nationally in Australia to obtain the title of Miss Earth. She competed twice for the same crown until she eventually obtained the national title. And I think that it truly shows that she is very committed to this. She knows all of her facts. She is extremely eloquent. When she is in a room full of people, whether it's a press conference, whether it's just members of the media, whether it's, just general audience, she is so good at connecting and interacting in with everyone and feel and make sure that everyone feels seen. At least that is the impression that I'm getting from the videos that I've been able to see online. On top of that, I really love her approach to spreading information, especially, I've said this before, when it comes to Miss Earth. Sometimes we talk about like scientific facts and things that are not accessible for people. So you have to be able to simplify things to give them, the resources and the knowledge that they need to implement those changes in their own life. And I think that Australia has been doing such a great job at that. If she wins, I will not be upset. As a matter of fact, you know what, guys? Whoever is within my top 5 automatically means that I see them as a winner because it depends of the Q&A. Whoever nails the Q&A is automatically the winner. And I think that any of these ladies in my top 5 will be a deserving title holder. All right, now number 2 on the list, we have Colombia. And I know that you guys, most of you see Colombia as the winner of the entire competition. And I'm going to say, yes, I can also see it. I can also recognize her talent and her potential. And I would not be upset, not one bit, if she was the winner of this entire thing. I think that, you know what, we have to recognize, I think it's time for Colombia to claim the Miss Earth crown. They have been excelling in past years and they kind of deserve that recognition at this point. Colombian girls are known worldwide because of how amazing they are, how prepared, how beautiful, how eloquent, how intelligent, you name it. All of the adjectives, just throw them at me and I will add them to Miss Colombia. I also really love her type of beauty, her physical condition, hair, glam, makeup. Everything is perfectly balanced to make her look her best at all times. Now, what I'm going to say is that to me, she comes across as being a very prepared queen, a very trained queen, and sometimes because of that, you can feel a little bit disconnected. That is the only reason why she is not my number 1 pick. But as I said, in terms of having the full package, she does have that, she does possess that, so I cannot say that she wouldn't be an incredible title holder. Last but not least, I will present to you my number 1 pick for who I believe should win the Miss Earth crown in 2022, and that is none other than Cuba! And no, that is not biased. I promise you not. When I was coming up with this list, I was kind of hesitant. I was like, do I put Shayla at number 1? Does it gonna look like just because I'm Cuban and trying to favor my national candidate? But you know what, guys? Truthfully, when I look at the entire performance and Shayla's evolution, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be more proud of her. I couldn't be there's nothing that I would actually go and ask her to change or to polish, because I think that Shayla has given us the most authentic, the most real, the most raw version of herself. And I personally appreciate that. Is she perfect in every single aspect? Definitely not. But I think that especially for a Miss Earth Queen, it's not about being the most polished, it's not about being the most beautiful of them all, it's not about having the best physique of them all. It's about being the most integral one and the one who is really committed to work and putting the effort to educate and create awareness about environmental issues. I know for a fact that Shayla believes deeply in her advocacy. She has been one of the guests here on the channel. I have stayed in touch with her regularly behind the scenes during the Miss Earth competition, as well as with her team, going as far as seeing some of her evolution in terms of the pasarela, some of her evolution in terms of some of the videos that were posted, the behind the scenes, and I have witnessed firsthand how much effort she has put into this. I must also say, in terms of her interactions on social media and the platforms, online, she hasn't been putting as much effort on those things, but for me that's fine, because it tells me that she's really focused on just living in the moment, experiencing all of the activities, making the most out of it, creating links with her sisters. And for me, that's really what a queen should do. It's not just about the facade that you put online, but it's really about the work and the people that you're able to touch in your lifetime. So I can say in a very confident way that Shayla, it is my winner, at least based on my observations, at least based on my personal taste. And I'm crossing my fingers that the stars align and she becomes our new Miss Earth 2022. Especially now that I am in the Philippines and I came all the way from Canada for Miss Earth, it would really make my trip so much worth it if she was crowned as the international title holder. Now, let me know, you guys, in the comment section, what do you think about my list, my comments, my feedback, and anything else that you would like to comment about. While you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button so that it gets recommended to more people, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. I will see you on the next one with more content. But until then, stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hugs.